Over the past decade, I have helped countless people improve their digestive systems, which ultimately results in a higher quality of life. And if you suffer with digestive problems, you know just how much better your life would be if you didn't have those issues. In this video, I have consolidated my top 5 ways to improve your digestive system. Enjoy. These are going to be listed in order of effectiveness, meaning we're going to start with number 5, which is the least effective, and we'll end with number 1, which is the most effective. And in addition, if you do maybe 1 or 2 or all of these together, they may even be more effective for you. Within your digestive system, there are many different species of microorganisms that live mainly off of what you eat. Ideally, all these microbes are in perfect balance and they occupy the correct regions of your digestive system. If you eat too frequently, a couple of potential problems could happen. Know that your body only makes a certain amount of digestive enzymes per day, so you could potentially run out of enzymes, and if you do, you won't be able to properly break down the food that you eat. And what ends up happening is microorganisms will break down that food. And when they break down the food, they could potentially create byproducts such as gas or irritants, which could cause inflammation in your gut and bloating. Also, if you eat too frequently, it could be more difficult to keep track of the amount of calories you're consuming per day, and you may end up overeating. And any food that your body doesn't need, the microorganisms will get. So essentially, you'll be feeding the microorganisms, and the same thing could happen. Their populations could grow, and they could digest the food that you don't eat, and they form waste products such as gas and irritants. This could also result in the growth of opportunistic bacteria species that could cause a whole host of problems as well. The solution is to limit the times you eat per day, and for most folks, eating 2 to 3 times per day works the best. So you want to eat your meals at the same time each day, and don't snack in between meals. That means no calories consumed in between meals or before bed. Some people, for various reasons, do not produce enough digestive enzymes to properly break down their food. When you eat a meal, a domino effect of digestive juices takes place. Starting with your production of saliva in your mouth, it contains an enzyme that helps you to break down starches. Cells in your stomach begin to produce more hydrochloric acid, which activates several enzymes in the stomach and stimulates the pancreas to produce some pancreatic enzymes that get put into the upper part of the small intestine. In addition, your gallbladder will produce more bile, which helps your body to absorb fats. Some medical conditions cause a reduction in pancreatic enzymes, and some people, based on age or just on unknown reasons, just don't produce enough digestive enzymes. Also, if you're taking acid-blocking medications, those could block your production of stomach acid, which would inhibit your body from being able to activate some of your gastric enzymes. As I mentioned earlier, if you don't produce enough digestive enzymes, your body will not be able to break down your food properly, and what ends up happening is gut bacteria and other microbes will digest the food, and they may form waste products that cause gas and bloating and irritants, which could cause inflammation. Taking a good digestive enzyme at the beginning of each meal could alleviate some of the digestive distress experienced by people who do not produce enough digestive enzymes. In addition to digestive enzymes, some people may have to supplement their diet with hydrochloric acid if they're not producing enough stomach acid. Some individuals may have to supplement their diet with ox bile if they don't produce enough bile. In fact, for my patients, actually all my patients who have had their gallbladder removed, I require them to take an ox bile supplement at the beginning of each meal so that they could properly absorb fats from their diet, including the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Some environmental factors can alter the composition of microorganisms in your gut, and when this happens, you may end up with species that are unfavorable to your body Generally, our bacteria in our gut are helpful for us. They help us make vitamins, they help us digest our food, but if your gut gets colonized with species of bacteria that are causing irritation, then you're going to have an unhappy digestive tract. The purpose of a good probiotic is to replenish your gut with healthy bacteria, and the idea is that these healthy organisms will crowd out the unfavorable species and make your gut a more hospitable environment. In general, a good probiotic supplement will have at least 20 billion units and contain a diversity of at least 5 different species of friendly bacteria. A major source of food for many unfavorable species of bacteria and yeast is glucose, and glucose is in refined sugars. If you're eating too many refined sugars too often, you are going to be feeding these microbes, and their populations will grow, they will colonize your gut, they will colonize regions of your gut where they're not supposed to be. And as they break down the sugars, they will produce waste products, as mentioned before, and that could cause bloating, irritation, and digestive issues. I put this one at number 2 because sugar is such a problem in a Western diet, and by just eliminating this one thing, refined sugars could have a tremendous impact on the composition of your microbiome and on your overall gut health. There's not much more to say on this topic other than make sure that you watch the other video I made on how to break your sugar addiction, where I go into more details of just what refined sugars are and the steps that you can take to avoid them. I put the link down below in the description. This one's the most important because what you eat is your greatest exposure to things that could disrupt your gut, disrupt your microbiome, and cause digestive problems. If you don't already know, a huge portion of your immune system takes place in your gut. And your gut is the gateway to the inside of your body. In fact, your gut, the inside of your gut, is actually considered the outside of your body. It's a continuous tube through your body. So things that you eat that end up in your digestive tract are still outside of your body. They have to be absorbed into the cells and into the bloodstream to get inside of the body. So this is one of your barriers. You know, your skin is a barrier, and the inside, the lining of your gut is a barrier. And the only thing that is protecting your body from the outside world is a thin layer of mucus and a single layer of cells. So it's very important that if you're eating foods that are causing irritation in your gut, that you figure them out and eliminate them from your diet. Otherwise, you're going to be in a constant state of inflammation, and the integrity of your gut wall is not going to be intact. And what's going to happen is things that shouldn't make it into the bloodstream, or that shouldn't get close to the bloodstream, get close to the bloodstream, and your immune system goes crazy, causing in more and more inflammation, and then you end up always having digestive issues. Various foods can cause immune reactions in the gut, and this is different for every person. So in order to know which foods may be causing you problems, you have to do an elimination diet. And there's 2 ways of going about doing this. The first way is the best way, which is you get tested for food sensitivities. With a food sensitivity test, you can see which foods your immune system is reacting to, and then from that information, you do the elimination diet. The other way is to just guess and take maybe the top 5 or 6 foods that cause problems in most people, which I'll tell you in a minute, and do an elimination diet off of that. Now, I've made another video on food sensitivity testing. I put the link down below for that. And I've made another video on just how to do the elimination diet, which I highly recommend you watch because it takes you step by step on how to do it. And I made that video a while ago, so the foods that I mentioned that are the most problematic foods are not quite the same. Since I've made that video, I've gathered more data, and so I'll tell you what the top 5 problem foods are that you should eliminate. So the first one is dairy. Most people have problems with dairy. Number 2 is eggs. Number 3 is the gluten grains. Number 4 is peanuts. 5 is yeast, and 6 is soybeans. So you could check out my other video on how to do the elimination diet and try eliminating those foods I just mentioned right now instead of the ones that are in the video. As I said, this one is more current. Whether you do the food sensitivity test or you just do the elimination diet, you will have to eliminate the problem foods for at least 3 weeks to know if these foods are causing an issue. And that's my top 5 most effective ways to easily improve your digestive system. If you liked the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell so that you don't miss out on videos like this one. Any products that I showed in this video are listed down below, as well as links to any of the other videos I mentioned. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.